Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Overnight, Russian forces launched more than 50 drones over Ukraine. According to officials, 9 strike UAVs hit 4 different locations. In Mukachevo, the fire that broke out after a Russian strike on the night of August 21st is still being extinguished. The State Emergency Service reported on the morning of August 22nd. A day earlier, officials said the fire had spread over an area about 7,000 square meters. The mayor clarified that the strike targeted a civilian plant belonging to the American electronics company Flex, which employed thousands of residents. According to officials, 23 people were injured in Mukachevo. Meanwhile, Ukrainian drones attacked the Druzhba oil pipeline, halting oil deliveries to Hungary once again. Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó announced on Facebook on the morning of August 22nd that oil supplies via the Druzhba had been stopped. The last Ukrainian drone strike on the pipeline was on August 18th. On the front line, Russian forces made limited gains in the Bakhmut district over the past 24 hours, according to the Ukrainian analytical project Deep State. At the same time, they were pushed back from positions near the village of Tovste in the southern Donetsk region. The latest Deep State frontline maps shows that Ukrainian troops have cut off Russian units around the village of Vasily and Kusherev Yar, north of Pokrovsk, effectively encircling enemy forces in that area. Russian military blogger Anatoly Radov also reports that the Russian offensive on Pokrovsk from the south has practically stopped. On his map, he marks the kill zones created by Ukrainian troops in the sector. He adds that the advance north of Pokrovsk along the Pokrovsk-Topopelia highway is also moving slowly due to the counteraction of Ukrainian drones. In today's report, Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Directorate has revealed new intel. Specialists have identified a previously unknown Russian drone that operates using mobile internet networks. According to the agency's official website on foreign components and Russian weapons, this drone is now being actively deployed across several fronts. It is used not only for reconnaissance, but also as a strike platform and even as a decoy to overload air defense systems. What makes this drone unique is its control system. It's guided through LTE or 4G networks, which allow real-time piloting and video transmission using SIM-based modems connected to cellular towers. In most cases, it carries 2 LTE modems for backup. Now, this setup let the operator remain hundreds of kilometers away, sending commands through the internet or satellite into the LTE grid. That enables control far beyond visual range. The trade-off is less autonomy, but it does give the drone greater flexibility and extended reach. Now, most of the drone's components come from China. Investigators also found parts made in the United States, along with smaller contributions from Japan, Switzerland, and Taiwan. At the same time, the modifications and upgrades point to possible joint development with Iran aimed at modernizing the Shahid family of drones. Ukrainian units are reporting successful advances in the Donetsk sector, regaining control over most of the village of Tovste. A video released by the military shows the Ukrainian flag being raised once again over the village, symbolizing its return to the control of the armed forces of Ukraine. The footage also highlights the combat work of drones. FPV operators eliminated a Russian soldier attempting to flee across an open field with a precision strike. Enemy shelters were also destroyed, with drops from Vampire drones and additional FPV attacks, leaving the occupiers no chance of holding their positions. A detailed video has been released showing FPV drone operators from the 65th Separate Mechanized Brigade carrying out precision strikes on a Russian fuel train. The fuel cars were first stopped by Ukrainian defense forces, after which drones delivered a series of direct hits. The footage shows multiple strikes in succession, followed by powerful explosions and thick black smoke raising from the site. The convoy, which was intended to supply fuel to Russian equipment and units, were completely destroyed. Strikes on these targets are of strategic importance, dealing heavy blows to enemy logistics and complicating the supply of Russian forces on the front line. To close out today's episode, we'll show you how Vovchansk looks today. Only ruins remains of what was once a lively city. Destroyed houses, burned streets, and silence broken only by the sound of explosions. Even in this state, Russian forces continued to dream of capturing it, launching attacks almost daily. A new video released by the Ares Artillery Reconnaissance Battery of the 57th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade shows the scale of the destruction. For Russian troops, Vovchansk has become a symbol of an obsessive goal that is being shattered by Ukrainian defenses. For Ukrainian soldiers, it is another front line where they prove every day that even among the ruins, life is stronger than the destructive force of war. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.